This is Pro Power Hour. If there's any webinar or educational thing that Housecall Pro does that you're going to make time for, it's this Pro Power Hour once a week on Thursdays, 5 o'clock Eastern. Um, it's not always an hour, sometimes it is. I'm the community manager. My name is Shayna, and Phil is from our onboarding team. So the onboarding team, they specialized in training, software training for you and for your team too. It's not just the admin or owner of the account. Your team can also schedule training if you have a max account, and you can do that by opening the chat bubble and you can talk to someone from Phil's team to learn how to use Housecall Pro more efficiently. So what are we talking about today, Phil?
Yeah, so we decided that today we're just going to kind of show you two of our new features and improvements that we've made to the system to just kind of let everybody aware and in on what is coming out. It's just really two small things. Unfortunately, they haven't fully come out yet, so I don't have them on my account to actually demo. Um, but I can at least show you some slides and give you some information so everybody can be aware of the next update that's coming out with some of these features.
Okay.
And then from what I heard is that we were really wanted to revisit how to pass credit card fees to customers. So I get this question probably 3 times a day. So I have talked about this over and over again. This I can actually show everybody how we're going to be able to do this if it is legal within your state, city, and county. So, as usual, we'll just kind of start with a little bit of a slide deck to just kind of show these two new features that are coming out. And then I'll go ahead, take some questions on either of those. If I'm not able to answer it, I can certainly find out and we can follow up just because, again, I don't have a whole lot of experience with it because I don't have it yet, but I have attended and saw the product managers explain it to us. So, I will do my best to relay that information to you all, but then we'll dive into passing credit card fees. So I don't expect this one to take the full hour, but if it does, we utilized every minute. But if not, hey, we all get a little time back in our day. So let me go ahead and share my screen. So, the two new items that are coming out is there's going to be a new workflow for setting up recurring jobs, and also for people that are going to be using the mobile app, there's going to be a new view to view your jobs list. So, just kind of showing the first one, the new reoccurring page. So, let me take a step back just before I dive into this information to kind of explain, to show where this is going to populate. So, when we are creating a new job in our account, oh, you've got to be kidding me.
What?
It looks like I have it right here. I didn't have
Yay!
this like 10 minutes ago. So,
Okay,
anyway,
awesome.
so then never mind. We're going to go back and I'll go ahead and
It's
explain it and then I'll demo
serendipity.
it. So, for the recurring job page is that when we are going to start up a new job, as we all saw, now there is going to be a tab that says how go ahead and start a new recurring job. So, with that, what it's going to allow us to do is a new recurring job available when creating a new object for adjusting recurring job times below line items, and now you can all add a card on file and set up auto invoicing from the recurring jobs page. Why does it matter to our business is that it's a significant part of what everybody is talking about. We certainly have one of the pillars of the main industries that we cater to is cleaning, residential cleaning, commercial cleaning. So that is a lot of heavy use of recurring jobs. And why does it matter to you all, especially as it points out there for the cleaning industry, that you're able to set up and schedule these recurring visits with your clients and help them to save time and enabling focus on other parts of your business. So it's kind of instead of in the past when we were setting up recurring jobs, we had to set up one job and then press a couple of different buttons to start setting up recurring jobs. Now it's all just essentially going to be on one page, and I will demo
So
it.
I have a quick question here, and I'm
Sure.
asking this for Alicia.
Okay.
Can you make a recurring job from the mobile app? Do we know yet?
In my experience, the answer has been no. But since I just got this, let's see if we can do it in the
Okay,
mobile app.
yes, let's find out. Will you need to update the app in order to see that if you do have it on the account on
Uh,
your app?
I mean, that would it wouldn't be a bad idea to delete and reinstall. That's what I'm gonna do really quickly, just because I want to see if it's gonna start working that way. But again, just in the past, I've always known that we are not able to set up a recurring job, but who knows? We'll see if things change.
I know Housecall Pro is investing heavily in the mobile app this year. So hopefully that's one of the things. If it's not now, it soon will be, fingers crossed. Because I've heard that several times. Pro votes about, I mean, if you're in the office like Alicia is, then it's not that big of a deal. But if you're carpet cleaner, home cleaner on the go all the time, say it's just you in the field or maybe you and your partner, then it's a it's a crucial feature.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to re-download, and then I'll see what we get here.
So why would this be important? Um, what is it saving time easily
More or
compared to the
less.
old way?
Yeah, the old way we had to create a job, and then when we scheduled it, there would be a spot to put a reoccurrence. And I think now instead of just kind of like walking down that path of like, oh, I've got to create a job and then I create my reoccurring jobs. Now it's just a one-stop shop of just being able to say like, hey, this is um, this is going to be a reoccurring job, and these are the dates I want to have. So it's really just saving time and just kind of another avenue to start setting up
Streamlining
these
it.
recurring jobs. Mm, sure. Why not?
No, no. I'm doing a video. Go. Hit. The joys of working at home.
Okay. So I do not see the recurring job as in the mobile app. So the new feature has not hit the mobile app yet. But let me just see if we can even set up a recurring job. So now I have created my job.
I wish we could see the steps on the mobile. I think that's valuable.
Yeah, I'll show it if it's possible. I just want to make sure it is.
Okay.
So we have it unscheduled and okay, so I currently do not see that there's a way to set up the recurring jobs on the mobile app. So that is something that we can definitely bring back the feedback. It sounds like it's already been sent back, but it's not available yet.
Okay. Got it. Noted.
All
It's
right.
good to know.
Yeah. All right. So we'll keep moving forward. Just kind of showing here. Here's a couple of pictures of what it's going to look like. We'll kind of walk through it together. As we're going to see, it's going to be my first time actually get a hold of this thing. But as we can see here, is that it's set up so that we can see we can set up our frequency while we're setting up our page. So we have a couple of options like weekly on Wednesday, every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks. We can set up our custom recurrence. And there's a couple of different places to set up when that reoccurrence is going to start. So whether that's going to be in this example of this week, that customer availability we can change. We're going to look at that together. The duration of what that recurring job is going to look like and which, excuse me, employees are going to be assigned to it. It's also going to give us that typical what we've seen before in the past. That's always been there when we are setting up our recurring jobs. My screen brush here. Um, when we are setting up our recurring jobs down here, that's where we'll be able to set up if there's going to be an ending to this recurring job, if there isn't going to be an ending, or setting up a customized date on when the recurring job is going to end. And then when it comes to the billing, we can have the billing set up here. We can put a credit card on file, which we've always, well, we've been able to do for probably about the last 2 years. And then being able to set up when that invoice frequency is, whether that's after each job is completed, and custom scheduling for the auto invoicing. Now, for auto invoicing, I always tell everybody is I find that most beneficial for commercial, if you have commercial clients, really kind of those clients and customers that say, I want instead of getting 4 invoices a month, or if you're working on a big project and you have multiple different invoices for this one project, they just want one particular invoice. You can set up auto invoicing so you can say, okay, at the first of the month or the 15th of the month or the 30th of the month, any day that you pick, we can have the system automatically send out a invoice to that customer. It's technically a summary of all of the outstanding invoices, and then that way the customer can make one payment across all of those invoices. So we'll be able to take a look at that together once we pull up the demo. So moving forward, talking about the jobs list view in the mobile, really it's just somewhat similar to what we've had in the past, but it's just being looked at a little differently as we look through it. So when we've looked at our jobs in the past, it does pull up a list of them. But now we've just made a couple of improvements. So I know that in before when we looked at our jobs, it didn't really bring up like if a job was unscheduled, it just kind of only showed paid or due. So now that we're able to see items like any jobs that are unscheduled that are in our name and any that are pending. So like we finished the job, we're still waiting on payments, things like that. So just kind of some improvements to the layout of what you can see in the mobile app.
Yeah, that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah. And so some of those key features pointing out just like ticket size, job status, job number, customer name, and being able to search for jobs by number and customer name. So again, just some
Wow.
more efficiency through the mobile app.
Very, yes. Okay, I'm excited about this.
Yeah. Um,
It's so simple, but like it's so valuable. This is one of those small but mighty wins.
right. Yeah. So that's real. There's really not much to really kind of show there outside of just the picture over here, just kind of showing what that new format's going to look like. Looks like that should roll out. At least by this month. I was checking this morning and I didn't see any difference. But now that I've uh, uninstalled and reinstalled my app, let me take another look at it.
Yeah, I'm curious if anybody watching has this update inside of the mobile app yet, whether it be beta or a lot of the times we'll roll out a percentage. Oh yeah, it says that we would do that. Percentage rollout. So if it's 10% and it's going good, there's not some crazy fire happening, then we'll do another 10%, so 20% of people have it, and then we'll roll it out slowly until it's 100%. And that means GA means general availability for those who don't speak software company language.
Yeah. I just checked on my app again. I'm not seeing the new job list
Mm,
view.
okay.
So really, this picture is kind of all we have at this point. So let's go ahead and let's set up a reoccurring job together and take a look at what the new format's going to look like. So as we saw in my account over here, when I go and hit the new button, now it gives me the option to start a recurring job. So when I click on it, I'm going to go ahead and put in my customer. And again, still kind of looks the same, just as we were to set up a regular job here. I'm going to take my little cleaning stuff off of here. Maybe I'll add just one service just so that we have something on the books. So we've got our one service. And as we scroll down, once we get past our subtotal, this is where we can start to set up our schedule. So our frequency of this recurring job. So do we want it to repeat daily, repeat every weekday? because today's Thursday, do we want it to be weekly on Thursday, monthly on the fifth Thursday, monthly on the last Thursday, or you can set up some custom ranges. So really, it's very versatile for any of these recurring jobs that you may have. Recurring jobs are also very useful for people that are doing service agreements, but maybe you're not utilizing the entire service agreements section of Housecall Pro. I typically see that with people that do like, we like to collect when these service calls happen. And so instead of being on a monthly pay scale, like a lot of service agreements are set up for, you can go ahead and set up some of your service agreements as recurring jobs. Um, but continuing on down, as we can see, there's a spot for when we want our reoccurrences to happen. There is also an option to find a time. So that will go ahead and analyze the calendar. If I say, hey, I'm looking for a time this week, the customer is available all day, and it's just only going to take, let's make it 3 hours. And I can also assign employees. So when I hit get suggestions, it's going to give me some suggestions of some times when I'm going to be near that area so that I can go ahead and say, all right, Mezzy, we'll be in your area on the tomorrow. How's maybe not 5 a.m. I guess all of them are about 5 a.m., but these are all my technicians, and it's letting us know which one is going to be available. As we can see here, I would be the shortest travel time. So if I go ahead and select myself, that's going to be the best option to save that reoccurring job and already assign it, put it on the calendar. Underneath that, as we discussed, there is the billing area. Now, I don't have my banking connected to it, but as I showed, we are able to set up when we want this invoice frequency to happen. So whether after the job is completed or schedule an auto invoicing by picking when we want this summary of outstanding invoices or just this particular invoice to go out to this customer. So really just kind of going from there. Once we are ready, we do have it. We selected myself. We got 3 hours. We used the suggestion. We're going to have our reoccurrence be um, maybe 2 occurrences. So let's save our recurring job. All right. And then just like we would look at any other job, here's the job itself. But now if I go over to my schedule, we're able to see right there, there's the one that we booked through recurring jobs. Notice it already blocks off 3 hours for us, and it's already assigned to me at the time. So again, we're kind of saving clicks, whereas I'll just kind of quickly go through how we used to do this is we would go into a job and create our job. And from here, when we went to go schedule it, there would be the option uh, to set it as a reoccurring job. So again, just kind of showing the value of like you just kind of have your one-stop shop of going to a spot. We already know it's going to be a reoccurring job. Here's the frequency we're going to have, and we're going to set up the billing in accordance to what we want for our payment plan. So with that, I know there's not really a whole lot in there, but it is able to show what new improvements we've made. So, any questions or anything in regards to the recurring jobs form?
Now's the time so you don't get lost. I would highly recommend before you're on like the phone with a customer, go in and set one up. Everybody should have yourself as a test customer in their House Call Pro account, just so you can do testing like this, set up a recurring job, see how it looks, see how it works, see how it behaves, get familiar with it, and then it's not a huge change, but it is when you're not used to it and you do it a certain way for a long time, several years.
Right. Um, I see here a couple of questions. Does it create a new job number every time? or a -1-2-3 from Jennifer. So Jennifer, it is going to create a new job because technically we are saying that this is a reoccurring job. So each job is its own job, but we're kind of simplifying it in the sense of like, this is, I'm just going to keep using the cleaning industry, but it's like, this is a deep clean job. So that means every time this reoccurrence happens, it's going to be a deep clean job.
Yeah.
So
Copying.
if the first one's going to be in job number 101, that means the next one's going to be 102, the next one's going to be 103.
Good question.
From Alicia, I think I actually created a job this morning and noticed the recurring screen was different. I was in a rush and didn't dive into it, but yes, I did have the new feature. Okay, awesome. Yeah. All right. I don't see any more in the Zoom chat. Did any come through Facebook before I start talking about credit card fees?
Nope.
All righty. So, one of the things I'm always talking about is adjusting for credit card fees and passing those to the customers. So, again, always just kind of covering myself here is in order to do this, make sure that it is legal within your state, your city, and your county. It is not legal everywhere in the United States. So, again, just make sure that it is legal in your area. That being said, here's how you do this. So, the first thing that I always tell everybody is the easiest way to do it is if you are not passing taxes to your customers. If you're a business that does not tax on labor, does not tax on materials, I typically find this to be the easiest way because what we can do is we can come down to our taxes and we can set up a tax rate, which I did for a credit card fee at 3%. So then that way, whenever I do have an item, $100, I'll just go ahead and make sure that it is marked as taxable and we'll be able to see there's the $3 that was added. So if you are not pushing taxes to your customers, this is the easiest way to apply 3% and have it be added to the subtotal. Now, you are going to have to be aware, your team is going to have to be aware that we are looking at taxes as credit card fees. So that is the first way that I typically show people how to do this. Now, the second way that we can do this in the system is that people will add it manually as its own line item. So here we have our service at $100. So another way of doing this, and again, this is better if you do push taxes to your customers. We can go ahead and say credit card fee. I've heard some people kind of change this because some customers don't like to see a credit card fee. So I've seen some people change it to like administrative fee or like service fee or something like that. So we can go ahead and manually add that 3%, which is out of 100 would be that $3 right there. So that's the second way. I know it's not the best because it requires us to have to do a little bit of math, manual math, and then put that in there.
Mm-hmm. No one likes math.
Right. And then the last option, which I tend to find most people like to do, um, is we can in Housecall Pro, we can go to our price book. And in our price book, if we go to our price book settings and we're on services, there is a spot down below where we have our service price adjuster. And so, what I've seen some people do, I'll kind of explain it in two different ways. One way is I've seen people will just simply raise all the prices in their price book by that 3%. So now all of your pricing is accounted for, whether that customer is going to pay by a credit card, because sometimes with the other two options, we shoot them an invoice and maybe they pay with a credit card. And now we don't have the ability to retroactively throw on that 3%. So what this does is it eliminates that. All of our prices are already accounting for that credit card fee. Now, when we go to our job, I'm just going to go to a different one here. And we'll throw our service on. So I know that we didn't pull that. I didn't increase by 3%, but let's just say that we did. So now this service is already reflecting that 3% increase. So now that makes it easier for me when I'm out in the field. If a customer says, I'm sitting there with them and I go, how do you want to pay? And they go, oh, I'm just going to write you a check or I'm going to give you cash. Well, now that makes it easier for us because now we can actually go to our discount and we can give, a cash discount of 3%. And so that way it eliminates us having to do the math. And also it eliminates if we give somebody an invoice, they decide to pay with a credit card, and then that way we don't have to make any adjustments outside of just if they're deciding to pay cash, we can give them a discount. And then think about it this way, is from the customer perspective. I love getting discounts. I love hearing I'm saving money. So when you quote me at $100 and now you're telling me I'm only paying 97, like I know it's only $3, but I'll take it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. A discount's a discount.
Yeah. And so another way, so that's kind of like the big picture way of doing that. I'm going to kind of show another method that I've seen what people will do. It's essentially the same idea. So in my price book here, I've gone ahead and I've added a separate category that's just air conditioner with credit card fee. So I use that service price adjuster to target this particular category right here and raised everything by 3%. So that way, if I understand that this can confuse people sometimes because now we're saying like it's a separate category, customers paying with a credit card go towards this particular category. I'm just telling you what I've seen people do,
Yeah.
and sometimes people like to have one half of their price book be for cash and checks, one half of their price book be for credit cards. So in this instance, and with all three of those instances, it's one of those things where I tell everybody is it's whatever works best for you and your company.
Yes. Yes. Whatever works best for the business. Everyone is using Housecall Pro a little bit differently. So there's no right or wrong way to use it. It's what works best for your business. I see in the Facebook group all the time. I'm not using Housecall Pro to its maximum capacity. I know other people are using it better. Well, I mean, sometimes I'll dig into the account and I'm like, okay, let's see. You got templates. All right, you got templates. You got online booking. Okay, yeah, on. I'm like, what exactly do you need help with? Like, you're using all this stuff. Like, they just think that they're not. So there's no secret sauce, you know? It's what works best for you and your workflow, and everybody's different.
Right. Yeah, it's one of the things I come across mostly in my training. So I always just try to show you like this is what it's designed to do, but like you can find other ways of using the system. Like I always tell people, an example is private notes. I find private notes are best for like keys under the mat, don't park in the driveway, call the customer before you knock on the door. But I've seen some people use that for where they put their summary of work, even though we
Yep.
have a summary of work
Yeah,
section.
yeah.
Like it's honestly, sometimes the system you just do what works best for you.
Yep.
And especially with these credit card fees, those are the three and a half main ways I show everyone how to do it. And it's really what works best for you.
And hopefully, in watching these videos and just hearing these different ideas, then even if you're not going to do it how we're telling you to, it'll spark some sort of creativity. Oh, wow, I saw on Pro Power Hour, this is a thing. It makes me think maybe I can do this other thing, right? But we're really going to be, like I said earlier, investing heavily in the mobile app. So stay tuned for that. And I think that's all the updates we have for today. Is there any specific questions? We have plenty of time and we would love to answer any wonky off-topic questions if you guys have them. And I'll look on Facebook too, which I don't see any. Okay.
Dusty, can I combine two jobs?
It's a really good question.
That is a good question. As far as I know, the answer is no.
No, you cannot merge jobs. But you can copy a job over to another job, can't you?
That is true. That's not necessarily combining them, but you can. For copy to new job, I find that useful if like again with recurring jobs or with sometimes with service agreements. So like if we're going out there to do some kind of maintenance work on a unit and let's say it's the fall time that we're doing it. We're going to go back out there in the springtime and we're basically going to do the same services. Instead of having to type it all up again, you can go back to that job and then copy to a new job so that way you did it in one click instead of having to rebuild it.
Does that answer your question, Dusty? Okay. Do you want to show Jennifer where the summary is just real quick? And
Yeah.
then we can we can talk about online booking.
Yeah, I was gonna say is that we've done a whole session on online booking. I would recommend Stacy going to the
I can
library
link it.
where I did spend that one took a whole hour of because
Yeah.
there's quite a lot in there. There's a lot of moving pieces for online booking. I'm sure we're gonna tackle it again, but no
Yes.
worries, you're totally fine asking. Um, all
I'm
right,
gonna link
Jennifer.
the video for you.
Jennifer, for the summary of work. When we are on a job now on the desktop, it's up here kind of towards the top, and it just says summary of work. And,
Oh.
Okay.
Oops. Okay.
and when we save it to a job, the office and all of us administratively are going to see it here. And when we shoot off an invoice to a customer, it's going to have the summary of their work at the top of the invoice right there so that way the customer can see what that summary was. Now, here's another instance of what works best for you because I get questions all the time of where's the best place to put my summary of work. Yes, we do have a designated section for summary of work, but I have talked to a lot of pros that have told me I don't really like it right here because it's just kind of on its own. So with that, I tell them another great place for that is just in the description of your service. That way it's like, we have AC coolant service. And then in that description we have here's everything that I did. So it's a little bit more clear to the customer like this is the service I did and here's everything that went with it. And so when we shoot them that invoice, uh see right there, now it says, here's my service, which I know is just visit one, but now we have the description of what that service was underneath it. So it makes it, in my opinion, a little bit cleaner instead of just kind of having a floating summary right up here. But again, don't let me stop you from doing it. It's whatever works best for you.
Okay, so I just linked that playlist because it's weird on YouTube. It's Housecall Pro is the channel, and then Pro Power Hour is one of many playlists under the YouTube channel. So it can be kind of confusing getting to it. But there's the playlist. I would bookmark that link so you can see the other episodes and you can go through all of them easily.
Yeah, to Jennifer's point, yeah, it is customer facing. So, private notes, yes, that's again, as we were just talking about, that's a great use for it because if you don't want the customer to see the description or the summary of the work, you want to put it in private notes. All right, Michael, I'm wanting to add payroll to my account as I'm switching to an S corp and I'm having an ACP tax. Can you do a quick rundown of the program? Okay, Michael, I unfortunately cannot. The payroll and accounting side of House Call is like its own world that is next to mine. I know that we have done a session on accounting and payroll. So, to Shayna's point, that link right there, there is a session that we did before on it. I'm certainly sure that we're going to do another session coming up here soon, um,
We
because
did
it's,
actually, it's episode number 77. We did payroll. It was like 2 weeks ago.
yeah, I was
So
going to say, I feel like we just did this too.
yeah,
So,
a fresh update. Okay, I'm gonna share that for you. And there you go.
perfect.
Any other questions? If we don't answer them here, we can definitely link you to resources where you can find the answer. No worries. Thanks for asking. Okay. You guys can always hit me up on Facebook. That is the best way to get a hold of me, is on Facebook Messenger. I'm extremely busy, but I will always get back to you. I don't check emails, so definitely hit me up there if you guys need help, you have questions, you want to know about the Super Pro program, you want to be on the podcast. We would love to see you guys get involved if you're interested in doing that. Please definitely let me know. And thanks for staying tuned to Pro Power Hour. Have a great
Yeah.
night. Bye, everybody.